trade and have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live, Monday, March 9th. Hope everybody's having a good day. Quite a little bounce back. S&P is currently only down 17 points. NASDAQ is up 30.
Autofilled.
Russell is down 10, and the Dow is down 60. Gold down 0.5%. Silver is up 2.5%. Notes and bonds are mixed. 10-year yield down about 0.14%. Oil only up 2.5% after being up 30% last night. Natural gas is down 1.5% after being up big. Soybeans, wheat, and corn were up big as well. They're all red. Euro and the pound are basically unchanged, mixed. And Bitcoin is up 0.5%. As far as my trading today, I didn't do any BICs until just a little bit ago, and I just got stopped on my call side on that push. It was still 30 wide about 15 minutes ago, so I went ahead and fired one tranche, but otherwise I didn't do any BICs. Didn't do any Elmos. I've got a 1 DTE, which is up about 10%. I've got a 3-4 put calendar, which is up about 4%. I did 3 DC time machines, one of which is has not been transformed. It's the first 3-4 that I did. Been looking to cut it. And then we kept getting a couple dips, and I thought maybe we were going to keep dipping, but I'll just close that by the end of the day for hopefully a small loss. And then I've got a March 2023. That one is currently up about, I don't know, $400, $500, $600. I am getting close to transforming. That may hit by the end of the day. I need 16.15 to remove the risk. And then I did another 3-4, which ended up locking in for risk-free iron Condor. With a max profit of $25.75. So that is what I've done today. I usually have most of my risk-free profits on Friday's expiration. I don't have any this coming Friday. I just didn't like any of the entries last week to build up my Friday expiration. And now we got S&P pushing through highs of day going green, NASDAQ pushing through highs of day, getting a big bump here. Now I need to close that 3-4. Yikes. That's not what I was looking for. Is Trump Daddy on the mic? What's going on here? The S&P is green. How about that? Breaking. Trump. War could be over soon, according to CBS. Okay, well, so much for this one. Give me a minute. I need to get this closed before this gets out of hand. Quite a little pop. That's what the Trump is speaking after the market closes. Also, unrelated, kind of a pre-scheduled speech for something unrelated, but I'm sure he will work in some comments about what's going on as well. So that is after the market closes. Russell is now green as well. These prices are jumping all over the place. I'm just trying to get it filled here at a reasonable price, which I don't know what that is. VIX dropping below 26. Oh, wow. Those calls that I just got stopped on that big tranche are at $5.50. My longs.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
I don't know if you heard me when I first got on. I did one tranche about 20 minutes ago. It just got ripped through, but my calls made some money. Holy cow, I got to get out of this 3-4 though. Jeez. S&P almost up to Friday's highs. Look at that volume too in SPY compared to the very first 5-minute bar. These last two 5-minute bars of the volume's been, well, this one's twice as high as the very first one of the day. The old taco trade. Not really a taco, but man, I almost closed that 3-4 about 5 different times too, and it was kind of dipping, but now I'm having to pay up to get out. See if this thing just settles down for a minute. In my Friday, Monday one, the 11-14 DTE was very close to transforming. Now it's basically, well, it's still profitable. I'm going to give it some time. Let's see if this thing settles down a little bit. Simmer down a little bit. Bitcoin popping as well. Bitcoin's now up almost 2%. I mean, of my time machines today, that first one I did will be a loss, but I also got in at the very bottom of the day. One got locked in for guaranteed profit, and the other one I'll close for a profit, so not terrible. Well, that put my 1 DTE into the red. I'm assuming Bix got destroyed today, especially now. S&P touching previous day high. The war is over, apparently. I don't know. I don't know about that. Silver's up 3%. Man, this freight train is moving. Yeah, I mean, you could have waited till after the market was closed to let that little snippet out of the bag, Trump Daddy. The 67.85 call, which is part of my BIC, is trading for over $9 now. I got out of them at 5 something. Holy moly. Well, maybe there's going to be no simmering down to get out of this thing. What a range today. We're now pushing through the upside expected move for the day after almost testing the downside. I guess we're about 9 points away from the lower end. Now we're pushing through the upper. Look at that 15-minute candle. Kaboom! Oil is down 3%. Holy moly, look at that. Look at that oil. Hit 119.48 last night. Now it's at 88. You guys still short oil? Moel? Watson? Didn't you have an oil short? Tony, you wrote it up to 120 and back down? Wowzers. All right, S&P a little pullback. All the indices pulling back right at around previous day high. Little bounce off previous day high. Bitcoin ticked through highs. It's kind of pulling back a little bit. Yeah, I had 3 longs. I guess I should have held on to one. Jeepers creepers. Now they're at 13. I'm just going to have to bail out of this thing. Trump administration is considering further easing of Russia oil sanction amid price surge. Trump mulls the idea of taking over the Strait of Hormuz. Wowzers. Well, let me check my other one now. Wow. Still raging. Guess we're not getting a pullback. Are we just going to go to straight to all-time highs today? I mean, I'm not holding them. I'm not interested in holding them overnight. I'd rather cut my loss and see what's happening tomorrow. On that first one, I've got an order at 1775. Hasn't filled yet. That's the other thing too, that if you've depending on what durations you've traded on those so far, like, you know, the ones that expired this week they're so sensitive to both price and vol. But like the one I've got for next week, I mean, it was close to being able to transform, and now it's not. And I was up, I don't know, $300 or $400, and now it's, I don't know, maybe a scratch or down some. I would say it's probably down. but definitely the durations in the following week are much, much easier to manage when you get a big move. Bitcoin's little surge pulling back. The 67, 85 calls are now over $20. Oh my goodness. Well, if you held some longs, your BIX, even with some double stops earlier, should be pretty green at this point. If you're able to hold. Jeez. Still got about 22 minutes till the bell. My 3-4 put calendar was up about 4%. Now it's down about 20. Close that here shortly. Needless to say, the Mahomes flies are probably not going to fill to the last minute. Call side only BIC made $2,800. Nice. Here's a little dip. Let's see how much it's going to dip. My one DTE was up as much as 30 or 35% at one point. So definitely some nice decay with that bounce, but a little too much of a bounce. Just a little bit. NASDAQ and Russell back to previous day high. S&P a little more above. Those calls are back down to about $8, just like that. So one big tranche today, and I made about $1,200 just on the longs. Man, now I'm wishing I would have done them all, I guess. Even with the double stops I would have had. Bitcoin's still dipping. Trying to bounce a little bit now. Nice, Joey. Yeah, a few people on that 3-4. A few people had them flip really quick before the bounce. Richie had a 4-7 transform in 6 minutes. Oh yeah, Dan had one. It had the 3-4, the same one I'm in. He transformed his in 5 minutes. All right, 15 minutes till the bell, 5 minutes till MOC. I'm going to go ahead and close my 3-4 put calendar. On this little dip. I'll give it a minute. All right, 3-4 closed. That was minus 16%. Well, no longs? No long calls? Or you close your verticals? Yeah. me turn on my juice for the MOC number.
That concludes comments from Bergman on Fox News.
All right, got about 90 seconds. Haven't even checked the price of the Mahomes butterflies, but I assume they're super cheap. Yeah. $0.60. Maybe.
One minute to go now to give the market on close imbalance data. So just a reminder at the same time, Trump is supposedly having his round table. There isn't a live video for this. We'll keep looking, but we'll see if there's anything. If there is, we'll pop it on the feed for you.
Let's get a big sell number. See if that does anything.
Ten seconds. Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 sell side 1.9 billion. Nasdaq 100 sell side 1 billion. Dow 30 sell side 45 million. And Mag 7 sell side 298 million.
1.9 billion sell side. This little pop helped out my wheel portfolio. Nebius up 6%. It's trying to get back on the dance floor. I needed Netflix up to roll my puts in that. Puts are getting close to 50% on Netflix. Rivian trying to get back into range. It's up 3.5%. Silver's up 2.5%. SLV. Another update in silver. I'll be rolling those puts again. UNG was looking good earlier with the big bounce, but it's down 3.5% now. SPX at 67.85. Small dip after the MOC, but not much. $1.9 billion sell side was the MOC. So I'll close my two open double calendars after the bell here if I don't get filled beforehand. Yep, that's pretty much it, Abash. War's over. Oil back to normal. I'm booking my flight to Dubai right now. The 95, we're down to 85. Let's see. $85 butterfly. Looks like it may be. I can't tell where it's trading. I'm gonna try an 85 fly at $2. And I will work a 90 fly. Looks like the 90 is trading closer to $1.50, $1.60. Now we're above 90. Cancel my 85. A little over 3 minutes. SPX at 92. I don't think I'm going to get filled. I'll cancel if I don't get filled within the next 30 seconds. Try the 95. Back up to 97. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. No Mahomes today. Back up to 98. Less than 2 minutes. Less than 1 minute, SPX at 96. "15 seconds, SPX at about 94. There is
Order
the bell.
cancelled.
SPX 6795.89. All right, all. We'll see what old Trump Daddy has to say after the bell. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. Day trading live right at the market open. Back for Power Hour. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.